And good evening. Today is Friday, a fantastic Friday, January 9th, 2015, and we are live here at the F.G. Clark Activity Center at Southern University's campus for tonight's non-district matchup between the visiting Belaire Bengals and the host Southern Lab Kittens. I'm Eric Hatfield. I'm along here with Gerard Piper. Gerard, how goes it?
Hey, man, it's a cold night tonight, but I'm ready to go. Hey, a great atmosphere, great arena, and we're here at the Southern University Avery Johnson Court, and, man, it's very exciting.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to be at some of these college venues when Southern Lab plays. Like we had a game with them against Donaldsonville at A.W. Mumford Stadium earlier, and now we have this game tonight here. And I tell you what, the facilities are just lovely, and of course the hospitality is always fantastic. Southern University Lab School rolled out the red carpet for us as always, and we're very appreciative of that on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. Of course, the last time we brought a Southern Lab event to you, it was as the team was making its run to the state finals, and of course they were runners-up, losing in the final game to Ouachita Christian at the Superdome. Very shortly we'll have the quarterback of the Southern Lab Kittens football team, who's also on the basketball team, Belaire, come over and chat with us, and we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to the game tonight. It should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Belaire, the quarterback that we covered on here at Louisiana All-American Sports, man, he was very exciting. He was a good leader, and they came up just a little bit short in the state championship final. But, hey, you know, he also plays basketball, and from what I'm hearing, he's pretty good. He's
a very talented player. I've seen him a couple of times since he was a freshman, really, and he's gotten a lot of playing time, and he's contributed. And on top of that, he's grown a couple of inches, which I think has really helped his team out. I'm going to see if we can get him over here.
If we can get him over here, you know. Yeah, well, you're here with Gerard Piper at the Louisiana All-American Sports Show, and we're going to hear Eric Hatfield is going to bring Belaire over here in just a second, and we'll get to know him a little bit and see what his interest is and how he's holding up today. Why don't you have a seat right there, young man? It's Gerard Piper again here with Louisiana All-American Sports Show. I got Belaire here. You know what I mean? He's fresh off the finals of the state championship. Unfortunately, it came up just a little bit tad short. How do you feel so far?
I just feel great, you know, coming off an injury. You know, we made it though, but I ain't looking back at last year. From last year, I'm just worried about this year. You know, trying to be a better leader for my team, get stronger, and just, you know, be a better leader, and just stay humble.
Yeah, man. I think you did a fantastic job. You showed great leadership skills. We had a chance to cover you a few times with the Louisiana All-American Sports Show, game of the week, and, man, you put up good numbers. You showed a lot of poise in the pocket. But, hey, enough of the football. That's over with. Now it's basketball season. Unfortunately, you got hurt in the state final. And how's your injury so far?
It's back. I'm about like at 90% right now, but next week, I'm going to ice it over the weekend. I'll be back 110% for Tuesday. Coaches told me in the locker room to be ready for Tuesday because you're playing. So, you know, that made my day. So now I got to get my mind right, get mentally ready, and be physically ready, and be prepared, and be coachable, and just be ready to go out there and play my teammates, and be a leader.
So how was the transition from going from football and being a leader on the football field to coming to basketball? Was it an easy transition for you? Did you come up playing both sports?
Yeah, I really came up playing basketball first. And then one day I just started throwing the football, and I know I can play quarterback because I can pass in basketball. So my coach was like, well, you can play football too. So I just started playing in 8th grade. That was my first time ever playing football. And from since then, I just started playing, and I stuck with it. I just started playing both sports, and I just love both of them.
Hey, well, you definitely showed me something in the football. We'll get a chance to see you here pretty shortly. I'm glad you're healing up good, 90%. Hey, you about ready to go. Eric, you got any questions for the young man?
One quick question. Which one you like better, man?
I'm not going to answer that question right now. I'll let y'all know that by next year, my senior year. Well, I'm going to be signing that February 3rd.
Oh, yeah. Well, good luck to you, man. Like I said, it's an upcoming year, coming up your senior year, man. You know, me personally look forward to you excelling, man. You know, I see a lot of talent in you. I see a lot of leadership qualities in you. Hey, keep your head up. Stay out of trouble. Be a role model for the young kids that's out there to show them that they can do the same thing and take that same path. And I think you'll be fine, man. It was a pleasure me talking to you, and we appreciate it from Louisiana All-American Sports Show with me and Eric Hatfield. And, man, anytime you can come back. So we'll see you again, though. We're going to see how you're going to do it. And if you ain't doing too good, I will critique you. Don't get mad at me. But, hey, you know, that's how it goes. But good luck to you, my man.
Appreciate it. I just hope y'all stick with me, though. Basketball season coming with. This is what I've been waiting on. I'm just ready.
Well, we'll be here a couple of times. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely. Got some good music tonight, too, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite musical artist?
Like Boosie or Kevin Gates?
Both. But Boosie my favorite.
Boosie your favorite. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Any other favorites you got?
Nah, that's it.
So you strictly like Louisiana stuff, or you don't really just know outside type stuff. You ain't the Drake type or the Birdman, Lil Wayne, or the, you know what I mean, the Meek Mills or the other young guys, or the Migos, or, you know.
Somewhat. Yeah, somewhat.
Well, that's what's up. Man, and very few words when it comes to the entertainment, but that's all right. Stay focused, my boy. All right, that's what's up.
Sorry about that, a little slip of the camera, but that was
Great young man.
Forward on the basketball team, quarterback of the football team. This young fella's got a very, very bright future ahead of him. Always like talking to that kid. But enough of what happened in 2014. Right now it is 2015.
2015, and we can turn that camera around and let's get ready for the big boys.
It's about showtime here on Louisiana All-American-Sports.com. Southern Lab. Belaire coming up in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
You bet not. Oh, yeah. It's about that time, Eric.
Yeah, we're about ready for tip-off. Looks like the teams are getting their final instructions, and we should be underway any moment here at the F.G. Clark Activity Center, also known as the Mini Dome for Southern Knights on the Southern University campus. It should be a good game tonight. You got two teams, man. I mean, Belaire, we see they're very well coached. Coach Clark was mentioning beforehand that they're, you know, a good, solid defensive team, and we've seen that. What Belaire's got to focus is putting that brisket in the basket, Joker.
Oh, most definitely. But I will give Belaire some credit. The last game that we just called Tuesday night against Catholic High, they actually seemed to me to improve a little bit, to seem to have a little bit more of a game plan, to seem to have a strategy in the way they wanted to play. We started to see a little bit of Robert Lewis kind of, extend himself. He looked a lot better down in the paint with his defense and everything. So we're going to find out what they're made of tonight against Southern Lab, which is we know is a good team.
I got that right. So we are about ready for tip-off, and here we go at center court. We have, I believe that's, I cannot see the young man. It's Gerald Bowman. Okay, it's not Robert Lewis. I think it's the first time we've seen Gerald in action this year. I'm not sure if he was nursing was that Cameron Richards? No, you're right. That is Gerald. It's
Roderick Hayes and actually Terrence Johnson.
Terrence Johnson in the middle. Okay. So yeah, we look. You can see at home what we can see right here, and of course for the Belaire Bengals, we're seeing the backside of Zachary Bezant. So here's the tip-off, and it's going to go to the Kittens, and we're underway. That is Sheldon Carroll with who won the tip, and he's going to kick it up to Dontrell Carr. Carr back to looks like Jordan Booker. Jordan Booker, one of the leaders, the senior leaders. Let's see, stolen, and it is taken away. That's Joseph Robillard, and it's stolen again. So we have a defensive battle so far. Sheldon Carroll going to the other end, and looks like there was a little miscommunication there as he tried to find Dontrell Carr under the bucket, but it ends up being a turnover, and the Belaire Bengals will inbound the basketball.
It was a good defensive play right there by Carroll. He lost the ball in one possession and came back and stole the ball, but when he came down on a fast break, he put a little bit too much mustard on it, and Carr couldn't handle it.
So ball's back in bounds. Terrence Johnson with the ball kicks it out to Timothy Johnson. That's the TJ squared. And Robillard, nice job finding Terrence Johnson in the corner from the left wing. Johnson's shot is good. Terrence Johnson getting it cranking already, and the Belaire Bengals draw first blood.
Good shot right there by Johnson. He picked up right where he left off at the last game. He had a big game last game. We saw him. He caught an alley-oop. He was scoring inside the paint, outside the paint. Has a nice game about him. Nice slasher.
He is definitely one of the more potent. Potent players in this Belaire Bengals team at putting the ball into the hole. I think Tim Johnson is your MVP, if you will, at getting everything done. But as far as getting those open J's and getting the ball into the bucket, that's the guy you're going to look for.
Yeah, Terrence Johnson. And we talked about those guys last time with the Johnson and Johnson connection.
Yep.
These are the two guys to me that should lead the charge, so to speak, offensively-wise for these Bengals. And here we go. We got Terrence Johnson bringing the ball up. Bringing the ball up past half court. He swings the ball out.
Johnson is wide open at the top of the key. And, good job by Bezant getting it out to Robillard, to Tim Johnson. Tim Johnson over to Terrence Johnson. Ball fake, and Southern Lab was right there. They weren't taking any chances. Good defensive effort by Dexter Dennis, number 21, the sophomore. And nice pass into the lane. Joe Robillard, a fadeaway, and good. That was a beautiful fadeaway jump shot. Joe Robillard on the assist from Terrence Johnson. Meanwhile, a fast move up the court, a 1-2 step by Dontrell Carr. He goes up and he is fouled, and they're saying 2-1, so that is against...
Looks like that's going to be against Dexter Dennis, maybe.
Could be.
Whoever it was a great athletic play by Carr. He actually had great body control and was able to complete to get the three-point play and converts the shot.
And he converts.
And so here we go. The Jaguars are down 3-4. The Bengals get the ball across half court. Tim Johnson swings it out to Terrence Johnson on the wing. He tries to get it inside. He gets the ball tipped. Puts the ball up and misses. Gets the ball back out to Tim Johnson. They want to reset here. Tim Johnson surveys the court. Gets the ball to Terrence Johnson on the wing. He tried to pass the ball inside to Joseph Robillard. Tim Johnson goes back. Joseph Robillard with the three-point shot. He misses it.
Booker, Johnny on the spot for the rebound. Yeah. Here comes a nifty little pass there, but it was batted away. And down low is number 15, Roderick Hayes, and he is fouling. Coach Moore didn't like that. I can hear him all the way over here. And that's, I believe that's against Joe Robillard. And, that is to the chagrin of Coach Moore, and I already see the substitute coming in. So whatever he did, he should have done it.
Well, it was a definite foul, but at the same time, he didn't want to just give him the easy layup. So, hey, why not foul him and make him earn it at the free throw line?
And Southern Lab sinks the first one, and they've tied the score at 4. And we'll correct that at your screen at home in just a moment.
And here, right here, Coach Moore wants to get a little bit more size. You see he's a little bit undermatched a little bit inside, so he brings in Lewis off the bench to put in a little bit more height.
Roderick Hayes sinks them both the line. Good job for the big guy. And nice pass, and that's Terrence West goes up, and he's fouled. And I believe that's on Hayes. We'll see who the call is on. That's seeing 2. Is that 22, 21? Number 2. So that foul's on Sheldon Carroll. And the Belaire Bengals, that could not have been in the act of shooting, and the Bengals will retain possession of the basketball. Stolen. Good. Oh, no, it's not stolen. It is stolen. That breakup was started by Dontrell Carr. Meanwhile, a 1-2 step by Carroll off the glass. There's a whistle, and that should send Carroll to the line. It's been a very clunky pace to this game so far in the first couple of minutes, Joker.
Yeah, it's been both teams seem to be a little bit hyper, seem to be a little bit overexcited. And all they got to do is just kind of calm down a little bit. I'm also seeing that Belaire is not getting back on defense. Southern Lab has had 3 or 4 different fast break opportunities so far, and been going to the free throw line. That's what has been able them to be able to get the lead so far. Now the score is 6-4. We have 5 minutes 47 seconds left in the first quarter. So that's what I'm seeing so far.
And, of course, when you delay getting back on defense, you have to make more desperate moves under the bucket and more aggressive moves that result in sending players to the line. Second shot is no good, and so it is 6-4, 2-point lead for the Southern Lab Kittens. Johnson with a nice move to the bucket, and he takes the ball out of Roderick Hayes' hands. That's a good hustle play by Terrence Johnson. Terrence Johnson went up to the bucket, missed kind of a low layup. It was slightly contested by Hayes. Hayes was a big, tall kid, as you can see, grabbed the rebound, and basically, I guess Terrence Johnson used his Jedi mind tricks, and more importantly, concentrated on the ball and wrestled it away from the taller and bigger Roderick Hayes.
Great play right there. Great second effort. And that's what effort gets you. Sometimes the ball will bounce your way when you put yourself in the right spot. But the key to it is having the effort and never giving up on the play. He missed the layup, and he came right back and was able to have a tremendous effort and get the ball back and get 2 free throws out of the deal. Now the score is tied at 6.
Good job getting the shooter's roll by Terrence Johnson, and we are all knotted up at 6 apiece. With the basketball is Jordan Booker. Now he's going to dish it off to Dontrell Carr. A name we called quite a bit last year. He's also a senior leader, and they're stolen. Here come the Bengals. Tim Johnson with the ball to Terrence Johnson. Kicks it out from the corner, and it is good. And we have seen some decent shooting there now from number 30, Benjamin Percy. He came off, didn't get a lot of playing time against Catholic or Central, but we saw him nail a couple of shots, and he adds a valuable contribution there to the for the Belaire Bengals.
And he's pretty much the three-point specialist. He actually comes from the JV team. I saw him on the JV team, and actually every time I see this guy shoot that corner 3, he makes it. He comes off the bench. He's a little undersized, but when it comes down to shooting the ball, he can put the rock in the hole, most definitely.
And with the basketball, it's flipped across. Jordan Booker with the rock. And now they're going to reset to the top. Carr kicks it out to his to Dexter Dennis, back to Carr. So he's checking with the side, basically doing the basketball equivalent of check with me with Coach Clark, and flips it up for Shannon Foreman. Boy, he almost jumped out of the gym right there. Good job, Shannon Foreman, on the assist from Dontrell Carr. And there's a whistle, and oh boy, they're saying he went over the end line, the baseline and back. Coach Moore is giving the referee a piece of his mind, but as I often say, in a world of Kittens and Bengals, the Zebras have the final say.
Oh, yeah, they have the final say unless you're in a safari. Then it's the line, then it's Mustafa. But anyway, great. That was a turnover, senseless turnover right there by Benjamin Percy. He actually had the ball, and the ball slipped out of his hand, and it came in bounds and rolled back out of bounds, which is a foul. So the ball goes back to Southern Lab. That's
a kind of a waste of a precious foul to give, too. That's now 4 team fouls. We got a 4:23 to go in the period.
Yeah, Erickson. So far, this 3-point open shot right there. Jordan Booker, the senior, 6'3" senior.
Jordan Booker's been money. And actually, it looks like they're only going to give him. I'm sorry, that was a 3-point shot. Bounce pass. That was stolen very quickly off the glass and good. And Dexter Dennis helps us further stimulate this Southern Lab run.
Now you're starting to see the Southern Lab Kittens slow down a little bit and get into their game plan. They're putting a full court press now on Belaire, and it seemed to be pretty effective.
And there's the pass to Terrence Johnson. Oh, money. Piper, as soon as he let that ball go, I saw it going, and he squared that up and had a beautiful look at the bucket. Stolen. Tim Johnson. Here come the Bengals. It's a
here comes the
game. We'll correct the score at home in a moment. Terrence Johnson, that's short. Rebound, though, by Percy. Ben Percy kicks it back out to Terrence Johnson, and he is fouled. That's the second foul of the game, I believe, on Dexter Dennis, and that should send Terrence Johnson to the line to shoot 2.
Smart play right there. He took another three-point shot, which was a little bit short. He got the offensive rebound, gave it back to him. Instead of settling for it, he went inside and drawed the contact and drawed the foul. So great play. Great smart play right there by Johnson.
That was a high basketball IQ play by Terrence Johnson and a good heads-up play by the diminutive Ben Percy to get the ball back. You would have thought otherwise that maybe the Kittens might have had first dibs on it, but that was not the case.
Exactly, Eric, and that's what's keeping them in the game. Loose balls, hustle plays, turnovers, and a couple of big three-point shots that kept them in the game.
Terrence Johnson, it is good. So that'll knot us up at 13. We'll correct your screen at home momentarily. Jordan Booker with the basketball. Kicks it out to, sorry, that was Carr. Now goes back to Carr after going inside. Carr had a good look at it. No good rebound. There's Robert Lewis. He will be a problem on defense for some folks. Chris Allen actually in the game for the first time today. Tim Johnson stolen. Oh, boy. Jordan Booker read his eyes like Kojak. There's the 1-2 step off the glass and good. Jordan Booker unassisted off of the steal, and the Kittens are back up 15-13. Again, we'll adjust your screen at home shortly. There's a whistle, so we'll go ahead and fix it up for you, and let's see what the call is.
Jordan Booker is kind of hobbling a little bit off the court. He looked like he came down a little bit awkward after that last layup, but this guy is incredible. From what I'm seeing so far, Jordan Booker is incredible. Oh, and it looks like we have Timothy Johnson down for the Belaire Bengals. He's going to the bench unassisted. I don't know what type of injury it is at the moment.
Looks like he rolled his ankle a little bit. I don't think it was too bad. And like we were saying before the game, these young people are a lot more resilient than grown folks our age.
Yeah, I know. They're kind of like Stretch Armstrong. You remember when you can you remember that toy when you was young?
Yeah.
I had a Stretch Armstrong.
That was the 70s classic, baby. That was like the He-Man of the 70s.
Yeah, I know. I used to stretch it. I used to even bite on it. I don't know what the material was made out of, but
I'm afraid to know what material was inside of that, man.
So anyway, we got the ball back. Belaire takes the ball out. They bring in a substitution here.
Yeah, under 3 minutes remaining. That's Davion Bradley in the game for the first time. He didn't get a lot of playing time the last couple of days. Good pass by Percy over to Terrence Johnson. Johnson puts it on the ground. Now he kicks it out to Terrence West, who's in the game. Back in the game off the bench. Now he has Robert Lewis. Robert had better not even think about taking that shot. He looked like he thought about it. Ben Percy takes that shot. Oh, just missed. He had a good look at the bucket, but could not convert. Robert Lewis with a nice hustle play. Unfortunately, he dishes it out to the Southern Lab bench. I believe he kicked it out to actually, I don't even have a license on that truck, but it shouldn't have gone to anybody in white. So Southern Lab will regain possession of the ball.
Yeah, regain possession. That was a great athletic hustle play. That is what keeping Belaire really in this game. I see a great effort. I want to commend Coach Chauncey Moore because in this first quarter, these guys are really putting a lot of effort.
They're in a 2-3 zone are the Belaire Bengals defensively. There's the alley. You get that out of here. Terrence Johnson with the rejection. He was trying to go back door to Roderick Hayes, but they weren't having any of it. Excellent defensive play by the Bengals. Johnson, 1-2 step, and it is wrestled for. Good job holding on for it, and a good job calling timeout. That's a heads-up play. Terrence Johnson got the steal. Dontrell Carr pounced all on him like white on rice, but he got the timeout off in time before the jump ball will be called, although the possession arrow is going Belaire's way anyway. But good, smart play there by Terrence Johnson.
Another effort play, Eric. Those are what we call the 50-50 balls, where anybody can get them. And so far, Belaire has been getting them. A lot of the tip balls, a lot of the balls that goes off for your knee, or the second chance rebounds and second chance points. And that's what's been keeping them in the game. And that's what I see so far. I also see Southern Lab Kittens. I see that they settled down a little bit. They started out with the press and everything, but now they had a few turnovers. They got to be a little bit more careful with the ball. They've been trying a couple of alley-oops, back doors, and I see that they need to cut down on their turnovers.
I agree. That is going to. I mean, turnovers will bite you. They're like penalties in football, and they will catch up to you. But right now, the Belaire Bengals are keeping pace with these very talented very athletic Southern Lab Kittens. Percy rotates the ball around to Terrence Johnson. Johnson over in the corner for Bradley. Davion Bradley, was partially blocked. Good job. Excellent defensive play by Shannon Foreman, number 24. Here they come down the court. Dexter Dennis goes up and rattles off. No good. There's a whistle. Let's see what the call is. It's a violation out of bounds, Belaire basketball. No. They're calling a push against the Kittens, offensive foul. And, the fouls are piling up fast. That's 14 fouls on each team. 1:30 to go in the half. And they're going to kick it, and Bradley to Johnson, over to Percy, and a good defensive effort by Shannon Foreman, swatting the basketball out of bounds. And the Belaire Bengals will retain possession. 1:21 remaining in the period.
Looks like Robert Lewis is a little bit fatigued. That's one thing that we did see on the last game that I saw, that he plays with a lot of effort. But I think he has to work on his conditioning a little bit. And here we go, Belaire with the ball again.
Bradley going into the lane between three defenders. Good job finding Terrence West. Good vision by Bradley, and an excellent job. That was a smart play by the Belaire Bengals.
Really executed play. He was able to go in traffic, and there they go with it.
Stolen. That's Bradley. Read those eyes like Kojak. Terrence Johnson, 1-2 step, gets chopped down hard by Dexter Dennis, and that'll send Johnson to the line. That is also the 15th foul now against the Kittens. They are racking up quickly, and with 58.2 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Bengals have an opportunity to take the lead.
And Belaire is pretty much taking it to him right now, and the fouls are starting to pile up, and that's going to come back to haunt issue if they can't be more disciplined. I think this is Johnson's about 7th or 8th free throw in the first quarter.
I mean, I've seen him there a lot. I'm getting used to seeing him at the line.
But he has to execute them, though. He's missed a few.
So back in the game now is Chris Allen for the Kittens. Well, Dontrell Carr was a very capable ball handler, has not been able to have his way with these Bengals.
And he missed his second free throw. That's 2 free throws he missed. He has to be able to take advantage of these turnovers and those foul calls. If you don't make the free throw, then it's all for naught.
And that'll drive a coach crazy, Piper. You know, that's especially a shooter as talented as Terrence Johnson. You just gotta, when you have this kind of stroke, it's just focus, balance, elbow, eyes, follow through. There goes Jordan Booker, kicks it out to Roderick Hayes. It is no good. Ball's being fought for, loose on the ground. The jump ball arrow goes to Belaire. They tie it up. They're going to call jump ball, but the Bengals should retain possession. They do.
Another good hustle play right there by the Bengals.
Yes, sir. So, boy, a lot of defensive plays, a lot of physical play here. None of these kids are afraid to step into the square, and a good job. Excellent defensive play by Sheldon Carroll. He goes unassisted with a double pump in the hole. You got to account for the length of a kid that big. And Bradley, I think, learned his lesson. He's not trying to get cute with his passes now. Kicks it out to Ben Percy. Percy is trapped, stolen. And there comes Booker, 1-2 step, on assist on the steal. And, oh, boy, Southern Lab is starting to build a run now. It's now 19-15 as the Kittens. Oh, man, oh, my goodness, Sheldon Carroll again. Another steal. Wow. Oh, Sheldon Carroll, he's like Stretch Armstrong right now.
Wow.
Speaking of Stretch Armstrong.
And that's the first quarter.
Wow, that is the end of the first quarter with the score. The Southern Lab Kittens 21, the Belaire Bengals 15. You're watching Southern Lab Kittens basketball on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
Yeah, boy.
Woo.
Wow.
I'm taking it to the head right now, man. Ask Coach Perry Daniels. He'll tell you, man, when I start getting going, man, I can be like the Energizer Bunny. When I can take that deep breath, I feel my head getting light.
Right.
That was a great ending to the first period.
Oh, man, great ending. What a collapse, though. I mean, you get 3 steals in a row. You couldn't even get the ball past half court, and just it's just no excuse for it to me. I mean, I just very careless with the ball that time.
Well, to quote the great, late, notorious B.I.G., if you don't know, now you know. Sheldon Carroll's around. You're not going to get it over him. You're not going to sneak it past him. You're not going to anything. You just got to get away from him.
Yes, indeed, baby. You know, I feel you, man. I mean, I just looked at it as the first quarter was a tale of two different halves almost, in a sense. Where the first part of the quarter, Belaire was getting a lot of opportunities, was going to the free throw line. They was getting a lot of turnovers, which was keeping them in the game. On the other hand, Southern Lab put on the full court press, and they were also getting easy buckets, easy layups.
Off those turnovers.
Yeah, off of those turnovers. But what kept Belaire close was the turnovers that the Southern Lab Kittens had. They was moving a little too fast, but now they're starting to settle in a little bit. And if if they're not careful, this second quarter can be a big one for Southern Lab.
You know, Southern strike that Belaire plays very heady, very aware, very dialed-in defense, and I think we saw that. We saw that at the end of the first quarter, and to your point, I think they kept that score from getting farther away than it would be. But we also saw Southern Lab really turn on those Jets in the final 2 minutes. I mean, they have a turbo button that at least from what I've seen just now, is formidable. Meanwhile, baseline, Roderick Hayes almost lost the ball, recovers, kicks it out. There's the shot from way downtown, rattles off, no good by Shannon Foreman, number 24. Here comes, and now it's Bevins, I believe, back in the game. And Terrence Johnson with the rock. I'm sorry, I said Bevins. Zachary Besant, my bad, number 20. And Belaire lets the ball slip out of bounds, and Coach Moore calls timeout, and he is as hot as a firecracker. It might be 37 degrees outside, but Coach Moore is 370 degrees. He was not pleased with that undisciplined exchange.
I wouldn't be pleased with it either. Eric, he just had brought that number 20 in, which is Zachary Besant, and he came in and turned over right off the bat. I mean, easy stuff, you know, easy passes, just fundamental basketball. And I think that's what he's so upset about. He just come out of a timeout. He just come out of 3 turnovers back-to-back at the end of the first quarter. You come out right out in the second quarter, and the first thing you do is turn the ball over. So I can't blame him for being upset. So we'll see if it works, if his words motivate them a little bit to be able to try to pull a little bit closer in this game.
So we are back to the action, and looks like Belaire is just going to play a half-court defense for this exchange in a 2-3 zone, and here come the Kittens. And there is Sheldon Carroll. I said Shannon Foreman earlier. Sheldon Carroll, number 2, and he uses his length very effectively. Roderick Hayes with the ball, kicks it out in the corner. That's Shannon Foreman from the right elbow. I'm sorry, from the low high block, no good. Ball rattles around, and Belaire will retain possession off of the missed shot. Joe Robillard to inbound the basketball. He'll get it in to Zachary Besant. Back to Robillard over to Besant. And Southern Labs extending that defense. It's a full-court defense, and they better keep it away from Sheldon Carroll. He's already made them pay dearly a couple of times, and very quickly Robillard is tackled, and so that's by Shannon Foreman. And they're going to call jump ball. That is a great defensive play by Shannon Foreman. I thought for sure he had gotten the man. Instead, he got the ball, and the possession arrow is going to go back to Belaire. That was a fantastic play. I'm sorry, the possession arrow was with Belaire. Now the possession arrow will go to Southern Lab. But great job interrupting the flow of play there by Shannon Foreman. Rebound, Roderick Hayes. Here comes Sheldon Carroll up the court. They're trying to make a fast break. He tries to go through 3 defenders. That was ill-advised. But they're going to call a blocking foul. That was not a good foul because I don't think that was a very good shot by Sheldon Carroll.
Yeah, it was kind of bailed him out a little bit. He was out of control. He came down and he was out of control and lost the ball. But they call a block, so that gives him 2 free throws. And Sheldon Carroll takes his first free throw and he missed.
No good. There's been no scoring here in this second quarter.
6 minutes and 46 seconds left. The score is 21-15. The Southern Lab Kittens leading. And he shoots the second free throw, and he makes it.
Gets the shooter's roll, and so the Kittens will extend the lead to 7 points, 22-21.
And Terrence Johnson has the ball. He gets the ball back over to Robillard. They're going back and forth. Terrence Johnson has it on the wing, takes it all the way to the hole.
Oh, he got too excited.
And gets his own rebound back, spins in the lane, and gets
wow, that's a good call. Chris Allen got a little too aggressive. And it's actually the same story again. He should have really just let Johnson go. He was moving through the lane. That's not the easiest shot, even though he's only about 7-8 feet away from the bucket. So I think that was a lower percentage shot, and not a good foul by Chris Allen to give Terrence Johnson a chance to recover. Johnson made a nice move through that lane, Joker. The first go round, he wasn't thinking about the shot and kind of floated it up. But I like the energy and the focus by Johnson so far in this game.
I do too, and it's almost a tell of the first quarter. He came out and he had about 3 similar plays where he went up and missed the first time and came back and was able to get the rebound. I like his aggressiveness to the hole. It just seemed like he was, the Southern Lab Kittens are playing very physical. And when he went in the lane that time, he saw those big bodies in there and it kind of throwed him off a little bit. But, hey, he's going there trying to find contact. And here he goes. Southern Lab Kittens, just as I was saying, he gets the ball stolen. Another turnover. Terrence Johnson has the ball. He's coming back up with it. He dribbles out.
Chris Allen's shot, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
And Chris Allen redeems himself.
He traveled with the ball.
And that's an impressive play because all those Bengals I saw down, Robert Lewis wasn't down there, so whoever blocked it was a shorter player, just read his eyes and read the play well. Another smart defensive play by the Bengals.
Another good defensive play. And this quarter's almost been a stalemate so far, and not a lot of scoring.
It's 2-1 in the quarter. And Tim Johnson, he made both of his foul shots. We mentioned he hadn't focused and missed before, so he's very dialed in right now.
He's very dialed in. And right now,
Ill-advised pass by Joe Robillard. Shannon Booker with the steal, and a hustle by Terrence West. Boy, he is hustle man, but a good job by Shannon Foreman. The possession arrow is with the Kittens, so that should stay with the Kittens, and now we'll flip the possession arrow back over to the Bengals. So, boy, they were getting physical. It'll now be second down. I'm sorry, it's the second quarter, and the Kittens have the basketball.
Yeah, we're transitioning here, too, from football to basketball. And now, well, speaking of Terrence Johnson, Tim Johnson has been on the sideline. He got injured right before halftime. We haven't seen him come back in the game, so I think it's going to be incumbent upon Terrence Johnson to try to take a lot of the load on himself. Great defense that time by Lewis on the inside.
Yeah, he was, again, Chris Allen's not a guy that gets, dominated. Usually when he wants the ball, he gets the ball. He wants to shoot, he shoots. They couldn't get it to him. And Robert Lewis's length and his defensive aggressiveness is going to only keep getting better this year. And he's going to be problems for people down the line.
And from what I understand, Chris Allen is probably one of the Kittens' better players, one of their best players. And Robert Lewis has been handling his own.
Yep, he's definitely one of the better players in the post. I mean, I've seen him play a couple of times before. Meanwhile, Robert Lewis with the hustle. And the steal, Robert Lewis. Terrence West, Johnny on the spot. Gets up to Terrence Johnson. 1-2 step, crosses over the left hand, and is partially blocked. But they recover, get the ball back up in the air. Good job by the Kittens staying with it. Meanwhile, here comes Sheldon Carroll. Carroll with the ball. He's going to kick it over to Jordan Booker. Booker with a 1-2 step. Kicks it out in the corner. Shannon Foreman. No good. Whistles everywhere. Coach Moore's applauding. There must have been a loose ball foul. That's against Chris Allen. Well, Chris Allen is having a rough go of it so far tonight.
Robert Lewis is giving him a lot of trouble down there with his size and his height and his jumping ability. He knows how to time the ball. He's a great rebounder from what I'm seeing. He needs a little few low post move, but on the defensive side, he's good.
Oh yeah, he is going to be he is in a menace, and he's becoming a better menace, if you will, for his opponents. Southern Lab, wide open, Terrence West under the bucket, and great vision by Joe Robillard to find him, and the Bengals cut the lead down to 3.
And that's the way you break the press, Eric. You put a guy on each wing, you keep one person in the middle, and when they double team, somebody's always open.
And here come the Kittens now with the basketball, and they're rotating around the key. Shannon Foreman with the rock. He looks, he's going to find Sheldon Carroll again. Belaire Bengals are in a 2-3 zone, and they're not trapping, they're not rushing, so we'll see what happens. Terrence Johnson's going to probably step up and force the count. Now the ball is put on the ground by Carroll. Carroll looking, and he is being guarded very closely by Zachary Bezin. Now back with a Booker, kicks it back out to Carroll. Carroll over in the corner for Foreman. Nice bounce pass by Foreman down low, and Robert Lewis was all over Chris Allen. You could actually see him grab his wrist from here. That is a foul, and I believe that is foul number 6. So they have one more foul to give. That should not send Chris Allen to the line, but the next one will. 4:07 remaining in the second quarter.
I didn't mind that foul right there. He was kind of out of position, and it wasn't a 2-shot foul. He's not in foul trouble so far, so instead of letting him get that easy low post move, go ahead and foul him so they get another chance at it.
Yeah, if Chris Allen gets that ball cleanly, it's 2 points. And now there's the pass to Booker. Booker, a nice pass down low from Carroll, down low to Chris Allen. He put way too much. He kind of forced the shot up. Robert Lewis finally comes up with the rebound, and he's harassed, and he walks.
No, he called an offensive foul that time on the hook. I thought it was a bad call by the ref.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I saw him.
Piper, explain to me. And here comes Tim Johnson back into the ball game. That's a good thing to see.
Yeah, Tim Johnson back in the ball game. I thought it was a horrible call.
I didn't get it.
Robert Lewis had got the ball off the rebound, and he was double teamed, and so he cleared space in order to.
So you think they're saying?
He didn't actually hook. He just kind of pivoted with the ball. From what I've seen, I'm looking right at him. But the referee, hey, he's the one that got the whistle.
So was the call a hook? Are they saying the call was a hook? I mean, I'm trying to figure out what they thought it was, because I don't even get it.
They're saying like he used the elbow to push off.
I see.
And so he called it offensive foul.
I don't agree with that at all. Let him play.
Not at all.
Meanwhile, ball is back in the hands of Terrence West. They're going to cross the timeline to Tim West. Oh, geez, Tim Johnson. Sorry. Now Terrence Johnson back to Tim Johnson, over to Joe Robillard. Joe Robillard back over to Tim Johnson. Tim Johnson to Terrence Johnson. They're working that perimeter. Tim Johnson, he bit on the ball fake. Carroll bit hard on it like it was apple pie. And, Terrence Johnson stepped out of bounds as he receives the pass. That's a violation, and the Kittens will get the ball back.
I didn't see him step out of bounds that time, Eric. It looked like he wasn't out of bounds.
Must have been a spot on the line.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the ref called it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And Carroll,
he did.
Short, rebound. Joe Robillard got way high to get that board. Here comes Tim Johnson across the counter line. He's in pain. You can see his face. I don't know how much longer he's going to last in this half or in this game. Terrence Johnson penetrates the wing well from the high block. Went up. It's no good. There's a whistle. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, you can see Tim Johnson is in a lot of pain, but I give him an A for effort because he's out here and he's giving it all that he has.
You can see the grimace on his face. It's he's hurting. He must have rolled that. He must have tweaked that ankle pretty good.
I think so. And coach calls him over there to the sideline. We got Terrence West at the free throw line. He gets 2 shots, Eric. And Belaire has actually pulled themselves back into a 3-point lead if they can only make their free throws.
Terrence West is about a 50-50 free throw shooter, which is about average for a high school player playing in the front court. Makes the second one, so that cuts it down to 2.
2-point game.
Dontrell Carr with the basketball. Southern Lab has been held to 1 point in this period. Belaire's defense has been absolutely smothering, and we've seen them do that in spurts. We saw them do that to Central back in December before Central was able to respond and finally come away with the win. So we know Belaire can smother their opponents if need be.
Most definitely. They put on a great defensive effort. Sort of like the first quarter, they came out with a lot of energy the first quarter, which kept them inside the game. And the same way out of halftime, they came out with a lot of energy. They was able to cut into this lead and get it down to a manageable deficit.
Roderick Hayes makes the first free throw shot.
And the kids are actually making their free throws, and that's been a big difference also. Offensive rebound.
Oh, you got to box that man out. Jordan Booker, Johnny on the spot. Great heads-up play, and that will extend the lead. It's now a 2-possession game.
He let him get inside that time off the missed free throw and be able to get the ball easy too. And there's another steal by Jordan Booker. He gets the ball out to Sheldon Carroll. I don't know what the call is. It looks like Chris Allen had the ball down low, and they call a jump ball.
Let's see.
I didn't see.
Let's see what they called. I didn't see the possession arrow. I still don't see the possession arrow. The possession arrow is still pointing towards Belaire. So, but did you saw the jump ball sign?
I saw the jump ball signed by the ref, by the official.
Okay, and they just changed the possession arrow. Okay, so that was kind of a loosey-goosey jump ball call. I didn't see the ball get tied up that much, but again, I'm not the referee. And they had a good job trapping Zachary Benson in the corner, but he alertly thought he bounced the ball off the Kittens player. Maybe he didn't. He did. And Joe Robillard will inbound the basketball. Still, good defensive play by the Kittens and good job by Benson to keep possession for his team. Robillard inbounds it high all the way to Terrence Johnson. He's being guarded by Dontrell Carr. We are down to almost 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Tim Johnson with the ball, passes to Robillard. Robillard to Johnson. Johnson to Johnson. That's Terrence Johnson now at the rock. He is being guarded by Dexter Dennis. Tim Johnson steps up. Back to Terrence Johnson. Good perimeter defense by the Kittens. Kittens are in a 2-3 zone. And there goes, good job by Terrence Johnson finding this hole in the lane, putting up the shot and getting the roll off the glass. That was a great job. He saw the soft spot in Dexter Dennis's defense and exploited it. Meanwhile, going coast to coast is Dontrell Carr, and so we're still at a 5-point game.
Yeah, here comes that full court press again. Let's see if they can break it. Somebody should be open, and they double team it right here. And they got Tim Johnson, one of their better passers and better decision makers. And he gets it over to Terrence Johnson for the 3-pointer.
No good.
No good.
Rebound
by Booker. Gets the ball out the car. Oh, it looks like an offensive foul, but they actually call a travel on Dexter Dennis. So the ball goes back over to Belaire.
And we're coming up to the final minute. Minute 11 to go in the half. This has been a very good game. You know, Belaire has kept pace. Southern Lab does have the advantage, though. They're going to inbound the ball to Tim Johnson. And it's another full court. Looks like a full court zone almost. As they're going to kick it out to Robillard. Robillard looking. He finds Tim Johnson way over in the corner. Terrence Johnson. Down low to a wide open Terrence West. West, he waited too long, and it was rejected by Roderick Hayes. Here come the Kittens. Carr. Oh! Carr's pass broken up by Joe Robillard. He was trying to find Dexter Dennis. And once again, the Belaire Bengals, they're not getting fooled. They're not getting caught a step behind. They are staying right with their opponent, and it will remain Kittens ball, but the Belaire Bengals defense is keeping this score very manageable.
And that's what's keeping them in there. They're pretty much and there it is again, another steal, but the Kittens recover the ball, gets the ball back out to Sheldon Carroll. Ball back goes over to Dennis. Then it gets back over to Carroll. Carroll swings the ball back over to the sideline to Roderick Hayes. Back over to Dennis. Back over to Carroll. Carroll takes a look at the coach. Coach giving the play. Now here comes Dontrell Carr. He gets the ball. I think they're going to try to hold for one shot, which is only 20 seconds left in the third period. The score is 27-22. They have a 5-point lead.
I was going to say, Coach Clark called for the pick. Good job getting there trying to move it, but they didn't get the open space. Carroll goes up, kind of forced that shot, and they're going to call a block. And I think that is the right call. I do believe Terrence West was moving. You really should have let him have it. Once again, he was in the paint, but he didn't really have a well-balanced shot.
I think it was a close call. I think it was also a charge. He laid flat, but actually he went up under the defender. He slid up under him, and that's what kind of the ref saw, and that's why he called it a block.
So Sheldon Carroll is at the charity stripe. Oh, and I think they called it on Tim. I didn't see that. I thought it was on Terrence West. And they just gave a warning to the bench. I rarely, I've never seen, ever, I've never even seen Coach Moore break a sweat. Oh, he's about to get teed up.
He's been real animated tonight.
Yeah.
He's been real animated tonight, and I don't blame him. I saw a couple of questionable calls myself so far in this game, which, hey, you know, we all are human, so, hey, it is what it is. You have to just don't worry about the calls and keep your team focused and keep pushing.
Yeah, I rarely see, look, you know that Never Let Him See You Sweat? He could be in that commercial. I mean, Coach Moore is usually very, very cool, very even tone, but right now he is about a hair, an underarm hair away from getting teed up by the official.
Yeah.
He was in his grill. I actually saw a little pointing action, and that'll get you tightened up.
You hear the crowd booing. That guy actually shot an air ball at the free throw line. You know, you kind of got to get it when you do that. But.
Yeah, as Elmer Fudd would say, more briefing? Yeah, more briefing. Can't do that. Not at the F.G. Clark Activity Center. 5 seconds ago, Tim Johnson with a pass. Too much mustard on that hot dog. It is recovered by Kyle Green. That's the end of the first half with the score. The Southern Lab Kittens leading the Belaire Bengals 27-22. You are watching Belaire, strike that. You're watching Southern Lab Kittens basketball here on Louisiana AllAmericanSports.com.
Yeah, boy.
So, Piper, we had quite a first half of action, and I'll tell you, this is one of those games, you know it's getting closer to district play, Piper, because, or at least our audience that's been with us for a while might know that, because I haven't come up for breath a whole lot in this game. And that tells you that the intensity is kicking up, and you can see these kids are really focused tonight, I think, more than any game we've covered this year.
Both teams are playing real hard. Belaire's defense is keeping them in the game. Southern Lab's offense is keeping them in the game. But what's keeping Southern Lab, the mistakes that they're making, is they're turning the ball over a little bit too much. Belaire has a lot of easy opportunities that they're not getting. They get a lot of second chance points. They're missing a lot of free throws, and they're missing a lot of layups. But the defense and the foul problems of Southern Lab Kittens is what keeping Belaire in the game so far.
It is. Belaire, I mean, look, we talked about this a bunch of times. They are not a physically imposing team. When those kids weren't out in the court, you're not going to have fear and say, oh, Lord, what are we going to do? But they are very well coached. They are very athletic. They are very well conditioned. They can run for miles without getting tired. And as a result, they are quick, and they can see plays coming. They can anticipate their opponent's moves. And that is why you see a frustrated Southern Lab Kittens team. They're making moves with the ball, particularly down low, that probably work for them most of the time that they expect to work. And they're seeing nothing with blue jerseys with orange numbers in their way.
Yeah, and I also think what is affecting the game also is Timothy Johnson's injury. We can see that him grimacing when he's coming down the court now. He got injured right at the end of the first quarter, and I think that has a profound effect on the way that they want to come and do things. So the ball has to go in Terrence Johnson's hands a little bit more. We saw a couple of turnovers when they brought in Benjamin Percy, and they brought in another guard for Tim Johnson. not Percy, Zachary Bezdin. Yeah, Zachary Bezdin. They brought him in, and right off the bat, it was a couple of turnovers. So he had to bring Tim Johnson back in just for ball handling control because Southern Labs Kittens press that started to affect them. They had 3 turnovers in a row at the end of the first quarter to push the lead up, but they fought their way back in the second quarter, which I give them kudos for. Coach Moore has been real animated. He's been talking to his team much more than we have normally seen him, because I think he sees something in this game that they can really get this game. You know, coming in, they were the underdog because we know Southern Labs has probably the stronger team, but he sees something in his team, and his team has been really fighting hard for him tonight.
They have. I agree with everything you just said, Piper. That's an excellent assessment. And the only thing I'd really add to that is that the Bengals are going to have some problems with their depth if Tim Johnson, you know, is kind of touch and go tonight, or if he has any injury, God forbid, that keeps him from missing or keeps him from playing in multiple games. Because the only ball handler that's really in his zip code on this Belaire Bengals team among the starters is Terrence Johnson, and you need Terrence Johnson to put the ball in the hole and slice the lane. So that's something that they're going to have to really keep an eye on and have a strong backup plan for. That defense has got to stay tight. We'll see what happens in the second half, Piper. Yeah,
defense can always change things around here. And also we're going to be on the lookout for Robert Lewis the second half. We want to see if he can stay out of foul trouble. He's the only other defensive stronghold that they have. If he gets in foul trouble, then it's really be dire straits for Belaire. They only have, like you said, Terrence Johnson as a scoring option so far. This Terrence West, he's been in and out. He missed a couple easy buckets under the goal. He missed a couple of free throws. But we're going to see what's going to happen in the second half. I mean, really, we can break down the starting 5 on these teams between Robert Lewis, Terrence Johnson, Tim Johnson, Terrence West, and Joe Robillard. I mean, really, you're the only 2 players that are not, whose strengths are not heavily on the defense. You know, like you say, half their game's offense, half is defense. You know, the only 2 players whose strengths are offense are Tim Johnson and Terrence Johnson. So otherwise, the defense has got to be tight because that is their strength. Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to see what's going to happen in the second half. This is the game of the week, the Louisiana All-American Sports Show. And we got it going on. It's halftime right here.
We'll be back in about 6 minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back, and it's almost time for the second half here on Louisiana All-American Sports.com's Game of the Week, as we are live here at the F.G. Clark Activity Center here on the campus of Southern University and A&M College. The Belaire Bengals trailing the Southern Lab Kittens 27-22 here at halftime, and we should be in store for a very lively second half of basketball. We mentioned at the half that Tim Johnson's injury could be an impediment, and he is in his he's got his warm-up jacket on. That can't be a good sign as the rest of his team are in their jerseys. That means he probably has a good chance he might not be coming back. He's favoring that right ankle, lower right leg, it looks like. And, well, I just hope he recovers from that quickly. That's going to be a really tough crimp on the offensive plans of the Bengals here in the second half.
Yeah, most definitely, Eric. Oh, that's not good news for the Bengals. He was pretty much their primary ball handler. He's a very good scorer. He knows how to break down the defense and goes in the lane. He's very good. So that's going to take a big chunk out of these guys. But let's see if that motivates them or hurts them this half. Just the other man's going to just step up.
Well, if we know it can't help, but but as you said the key word a second ago, the other guys, the next man up, and they're going to have to step up. Yeah. Dontrell Carr to inbound the basketball. In the backcourt is Jordan Booker. So they'll get it going. Belaire in a 2-3 zone to start. Here we go.
And here we go, Eric.
So the third quarter's underway. Dontrell Carr with the rock. He's going to kick it out to, I believe that's Dexter Dennis. Dennis, nice little no-look pass over to Sheldon Carroll. Dennis puts one up, no good. Rebound, Robert Lewis. Robert Lewis over to Terrence Johnson. To Zach Bezdin, and Joe Robillard was just not ready for the pass. It skips off his hands out of bounds. That's a turnover. Can't have too many unforced errors like that.
Yeah, they got to cut it real close, especially with one of their star players that's not in the game. Then every possession is very valuable right now.
And it magnifies every mistake even further.
Exactly.
Dennis over to Carr, back to Dennis. Dennis is going to step up. He's into the wing on the baseline to Roderick Hayes, and good. Roderick Hayes draws first blood in the second half. Southern Lab extends their lead 29-22.
And here they go with the full court press again. Belaire Bengals had a lot of trouble with this press. Let's see if they can break it. And there it is. They go to steal by Dontrell Carr. Gets the ball out to Dennis.
Good shot by Dennis.
Good shot right there.
Dexter Dennis on the assist from Dontrell Carr off the steal. And you notice Dennis he came very close to walking. It was a good job for him to recover his balance and finish the play.
Yes, he did, but he was able to maintain control and get the ball in. And here they go with another defensive.
You know better than to mess with Sheldon Carroll. He swatted it, and then it was rejected by Roderick Hayes.
Get it out of here.
And the Bengals are very lucky to be holding on to that ball.
Exactly.
They're holding on to that ball by the bounce by the luck of the draw.
Yeah, he was like, man, don't come in here with that foolishness.
And because Sheldon Carroll, I've seen enough of him to know you don't. Ooh, that was almost over and back. You don't even want to try to step in the square with him. Here comes Terrence Johnson with the basketball. He's going to pass to Robillard. Down low to Robert Lewis. Smart pass from Lewis to Terrence West. And good! Terrence West on the assist from Robert Lewis.
And Robert Lewis, he has a great impact inside of the middle.
Yeah, he sure does. That was a very good, smart, cerebral offensive play by Robert Lewis. Often when Robert Lewis has gotten the ball in the paint, we've seen him kind of get nervous and the adrenaline starts kicking and he rushes something that he stopped, thought, found his man. Great play. Exactly,
and that's when you start to see the little maturity that starts to come in and experience. So here we go. We got Jordan Booker with the ball. He swings the ball over to Dontrell Carr. Gets the ball in the middle to Sheldon Carroll. And looks like it's going to be turned over again.
Roderick Hayes went baseline. I guess he thought he saw Dexter Dennis, but all he saw were the bleachers. Meanwhile, the basketball is a little lonely over there. And Zachary Besant picks it up. 6:11 to go in the third quarter. Southern layup on top, 31-22. I'm sorry, strike that, 31-24. My fault. 31-24.
He gets the ball to Robillard. They're trying to get over half court. They got somebody open this time.
Benson floats it up a little short.
Now get out on defense. Easy.
Oh! Get that out of here. Joe Robillard went way up in the air and said, not in my house.
I think he hesitated on that one, Dennis did. He had the shot, but he kind of hesitated.
Carroll goes up, was fighting for his own rebound. It's a jump ball. The possession arrow is with the Bengals. And they're going to call a jump ball. Belaire gets the ball.
Belaire gets the ball, and once again, Belaire with their hustle play keeps them inside the game. It's 31-24, 5 minutes and 46 seconds left in the third quarter. And they're still scratching and clawing their way to try to get back into this game.
No pun intended, right? And there's the pass. Oh, heads up play by Robert. Oh, it doesn't happen anyway. It gets stolen, but Robert Lewis tried to save the steal. Jordan Booker with the basketball. He almost carried, but the ball went loose. Now Shannon Foreman kicks it over to, looks like Dontrell Carr. Carr getting instructions from Coach Clark. 31-24. Dontrell Carr being guarded by Besant.
Yeah, they got Besant. And here it is, Booker. Oh, that's going to be offensive foul right there by Booker.
Excellent job, and a good job by Terrence West not jumping out of his pants because Booker came in there so quickly. He held his ground, took the charge. Good job.
He held his ground, and he was able to take the charge. Good call by the ref that time. And here we go. Robillard try to get the ball, try to beat that press.
Goes up high and falls down low.
Ball's going to maintain. Stay on this end with the Belaire Bengals. The score is 31-24. Be sure to check us out tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. on 96.9 with the Louisiana All-American Sports Show for your latest in the local and high school and even professional sports. Tune in.
Sheldon Carroll, nice job on the assist from Shannon Foreman in transition on the steal. Oh, Shannon Foreman, another great play. Almost got the steal, but Belaire lucky to hang on to it. Terrence Johnson's being trapped, kicks it out to Joe Robillard. Robillard with the 1-2 step, and there's a whistle.
Got a little bit too aggressive that time. Dontrell Carr with the foul on Robillard. The ball's going to be side out with the Bengals. Gets the ball to Terrence Johnson at the top of the key. The third base of court, swings it over to Robillard on the wing. He gets it back to Johnson. Johnson dribbles. Swings it back to Robillard on the wing. He's looking for somebody inside. Gets the ball to Lewis on the inside. Lewis turns around and misses the shot. Ball goes out of bounds. Looks like the ball is going to maintain and stay with the blue, which is the Belaire Bengals. So the ball is going to remain in possession of the Belaire Bengals. 4 minutes and 19 seconds left in the third quarter. The score is 33-24. Southern Lab Kittens are leading by 9 points. And he throws the inbound passes, and Southern Lab gets the turnover and laid up by Sheldon Carroll with the layup. Once again, that pushes the score to 35-24. Their largest lead so far. Here comes Johnson trying to break the press. Goes on the inside, and the foul is called. Look like the call is going to be on Jordan Booker. That's going to make the 5th foul for the Southern Lab Kittens this quarter. 15 foul. And it'll send Terrence Johnson to the line for 2. And he misses it. This is about his 5th miss of tonight, Eric. Those are the points that you really got to have, especially if you want to keep up with a team that you know that you're a little bit undermanned.
You can ill afford to give away points like that, especially when you're trailing, and especially when you're like you said, the offense is going to be sluggish without Tim Johnson.
Exactly. And here we go. Jordan Booker brings the ball up, swings the ball back out to Dontrell Carr. Gets the ball back over to Booker for the 3-point, and he misses. West comes up with the rebound and gets the ball to Terrence Johnson. He takes it all the way, and he misses the layup. Here comes Lewis with the rebound, goes back up, misses again. Johnson with the rebound and goes back up and draws the foul. And he'll go back to the line again for another 2 shots.
Terrence Johnson's got to connect on these. They're down 10 points, 35-25. You cannot afford to give these opportunities away.
He's fighting with everything he has, Eric. This is about his 4th or 5th offensive rebound and put back in and drawing the foul, getting to the free throw line.
So here comes Johnson. First shot, good.
He makes the first one. And finally he was able to put one together. He needs all the points that he can get at this juncture. There's 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the third quarter, and Terrence Johnson steps to the line for the second. We're going to call travel on it, and that's going to be a turnover. The ball is going to go back over to the Belaire Bengals. Down 10 points, 37-27, 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Robillard inbounds the ball to Terrence Johnson. Johnson tries to beat the full court press. Gets the ball back to Johnson. Fouls. Looks like Shannon Foreman goes to the line for 2. He was fouled that time by Terrence Johnson. It's a minute and 39 seconds left. The score is still a 10-point lead. Southern Lab Kittens still has 37. The Belaire is 27. On money, that pushes the score to 39-27, 12-point lead. And here's Belaire trying to break the full court press once again. Robillard has the ball. He gets caught in the air. Gets the ball wide open to the lane and blocked right there. Great block by Shannon Foreman that time. And he comes right back, Terrence West with a 3-point play. Great job right there. Southern Lab is going to bring Booker back into the game, while Belaire sits Zachary Besant down and brings in Davion Bradley.
So we apologize for the interruption in connectivity, but we should be back in the building. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for sticking with us. As I say so often, this whole production is made possible by the magic of wireless internet. And when the air is not up there, you can't see us. But we're back, 39-29, as the Kittens are still on top. Belaire still swinging with them, still going blow for blow with them. But it's getting a little late in the act here, and Belaire's got to make some kind of a run. I don't know how readily they'll be able to do that, Joker, without Tim Johnson in the game.
Yes. Oh. He hasn't came in the third quarter. It looks like he's out for the whole game. He's over there with his warm-up suits on, sitting all the way at the end of the bench, and And I think that kind of dejected this team a little bit.
Oh, sure.
And now Southern Lab has just seen blood in the water, and they're like sharks now.
And they're going for it. You took the words right out of my mouth. And speaking of sharks, they're going to bite down and steal it as Sheldon Carroll loses the ball. He got a little overexcited. And Terrence Johnson actually looks like he might have gotten to roll the ball off himself, go out of bounds. So the Bengals will get the ball back, down 9 points, 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Timothy Johnson has the ball to inbound the ball, get it back to Robillard in the corner for the corner three.
Oh, right
in and out. Rolled right out. Here comes Booker with the rebound. Comes back up with the ball. Gets the ball back over to Carroll. Carroll back over to Booker.
Here comes Sheldon Carroll for Booker. You have to wonder if Lab is playing for the final shot. And if they make it, that's going to really extend the lead here. Booker over to Sheldon Carroll. Carroll back to Booker. Booker with the basketball, puts it on the ground, picks it up, back to Sheldon Carroll. They're playing for the last shot as we're down to 15 seconds remaining in this period. Terrence Johnson sticks his hand in to get the count going. And, Booker, he got a little too cute, loses the ball on the wing. Now it's loose. Lab still with the ball, kicks it out. Sheldon Carroll, 3 seconds left, goes from downtown. Can't get the roll, no good. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Belaire Bengals trailing the Southern Lab Kittens 39-30. You're watching Southern Lab Kittens basketball on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com.
Yeah, boy. So what do you think about the third quarter? I thought that actually it was kind of a sloppy third quarter. The Kittens didn't get going for a long time there. They only had like 1 point almost the whole quarter at first. But then they started to roll a little bit. That full court press started to get in with Belaire, and you started to see him missing Timothy Johnson being on the floor, and you started seeing the turnovers.
One thing that's becoming clear to me, Piper, is that their defense feeds their offense. That up-tempo, full-court, fast-paced defense, it really feeds the offense and creates a lot of points in transition, and that's what we've seen, and that's why they have this comfortable 9-point lead. And I'm going to tell you, unless something changes dramatically, especially with Tim Johnson on the bench, I think these Southern Lab Kittens players will be going home tonight, going to treat themselves with some Burger King after victory.
Right. It was a good, hard-fought game for Belaire. I don't want to do like you yet and call the fat lady in.
I'm not calling it.
You're not calling it yet?
No, not calling it.
Okay, well, what is it? 9-point lead, 39.
It's being entered into the emergency room right now. I'll just say that much.
Oh, they just got admitted.
Yeah, they just got admitted. Some coronary activity. Patients complaining of chest pains. But no, I'm not saying all that yet. I'm not even putting them in ICU yet.
Right. Well, we're gonna see it first. First off, we're gonna do them like they do us. We're gonna leave them in the waiting area for about 4 hours.
It's just a gunshot wound. It's just a flesh wound.
You put some Robitussin on it.
Rub a little dirt on it, you'll be all right.
You'll be all right. You know how it goes. So.
Daddy, I got shot. Robitussin. Run out, put some more water in it, shake it up, more tussin. Keep it going for a little bit.
Yeah. So here we go with the start of the fourth quarter, and this is it. This is going to tell the tale right here. Belaire comes out with the ball to possession, first possession. Timothy Johnson still on the bench. They swing over to Terrence Johnson. He takes the first shot of the fourth quarter, and he hits it. And that cuts the lead to 7 points. It's going to be 39-33. Here comes Southern Lab Kittens right back. Booker has the ball. He's double teamed. Gets the ball to Carroll. Carroll back to Booker. Booker gets the ball inside to Chris Allen, and it looks like it's going to be knocked out by the Bengals. Ball is going to maintain down here with Southern Lab Kittens. They get ready to inbound the ball. Excuse me. Carroll goes baseline. Another quick foul call there on Belaire. And that's 2 team fouls within the first minute of the fourth quarter. And the score is 39-33. It's a 6-point lead by the Southern Lab Kittens. And they inbound the ball to Booker. And turn it over. And here comes Belaire with the fast break. Has the ball. Gets the ball to Robillard. Robillard over to Terrence Johnson. swing the ball over to Davion Bradley. Back to Terrence Johnson. Back to Robillard. Robillard takes the three.
They moved the ball really well, Joke. Even though they didn't get the bucket, they moved it till they got a good look. That's exactly how you come back in a game like this. Meanwhile, Booker's rejected by Robillard. Oh, they couldn't hang on. Chris Allen, Johnny on the spot to recover the block shot, and Southern Lab extends the lead.
Great second chance point this time by Chris Allen.
And here come the Bengals. There's a high kick by Bradley over to Robillard into the corner for Terrence Johnson. Johnson putting the ball back on the ground, and they're going to roll it around here. Robillard from the foul line kicks out to Bradley for three. Rims off, no good. Rebound, Southern Lab. That's Jordan Booker. He's going to pass wide open down there. Was Dennis kicks it out along the baseline to to Sheldon Carroll, and that shot is good. Sheldon Carroll on the assist from Dexter Dennis, and is now a 10-point lead with 6 minutes to go. Oh, Joe Robillard again, not ready for it. That's twice we've seen him kind of skip off his hands. You got to keep your eye on the prize, and Southern Lab now might be going for the jugular vein here.
I think so, Eric. They're starting to put their foot on the gas a little bit, and the intensity starting to go up a little bit. The defense starting to crank down, and I think Belaire, about playing only a certain amount of players, is starting to wear down a little bit. Yeah,
the fat lady's starting to warm up a little bit too. I see Precious now getting admitted through the VIP entrance. See Roseanne flanking on her side, asking about her hair secrets.
Yeah.
And now Dontrell Carr, good pass into the lane for Carroll. Kicked it out to Chris Allen, no good. Rebound by the Bengals. Here comes
Terrence Johnson.
Off the glass, no good. They got to stay with it. Boy, oh boy. Sheldon Carroll with the basketball again off the rebound to Dennis. Dennis with a 1-2 step. Oh! Hit the ground. And they're going to call a block on Terrence West. You could hear the thud. I'm sure you could hear it at home. And that is going to send Dexter Dennis to the line to shoot two. I'm sorry for the and one. He did in fact finish to make the bucket.
Yeah, great three-point play right there. They just been cranking their defense up a little bit more, and they're getting runouts right now. They're just cherry picking right now.
So here comes Dexter Dennis. Boy, it is really getting real now for the Bengals. As they are. We have moved this patient to the ICU now with 5:25 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, she's in the ICU now, and she's looks like she's on that drip, you know.
Yeah, that's not good. The morphine drip is kicking. I hope they're enjoying the high, because when it's over, there might be some slow singing and flower bringing for the Belaire Bengals.
Right. Well, we'll see.
So here's Dennis at the line. Balance, elbow, eyes, not enough. Follow through, goes off the back of the iron, so it is no good. The lead will remain 12. And you can now see this frantic pace. There's a push as Dontrell Carr was trying to keep up with Joe Robillard. That is the 6th team foul against the Kittens, so the next one will put the Bengals into the bonus. But the way they've been shooting foul shots, that could be a liability, Piper.
Yeah, I think so.
Keon Hamilton into the game for the first time. If I remember, that was a really big, tall fellow we saw in the JV game. Is that right?
Yeah, that was the guy that we saw in the JV game. This guy's a freshman. He's 6'7". He's the tallest guy on this team.
Goodness. And Dennis. Whoa, good job by Dennis keeping his pivot foot down, finding Dontrell Carr. Oh, boy. And then Terrence Johnson bit on that ball fake like a Snickers bar. Like he was hungry and was not himself. Dennis into the lane, trying to get past Robert Lewis. That's not going to work. And still Southern Lab holding on to the ball, and Robert Lewis comes away with it. Hands it off to Terrence Johnson, finds Robillard wide open under the bucket. Off the glass, you got to finish that. Robert Lewis was Johnny on the spot, finishing it and cutting the lead back down to 10. 33-35. Oh, my goodness. Boy, bodies are just falling down now. And they're going to call a block on Robert Lewis. I'm sorry, on Joe. Is it Robillard or Lewis? They called it on Lewis. He's not happy. He's got to watch the body language. That is against Robert Lewis. And by my count, that's at least his 3rd foul. But I don't have the official score in front of me. So Belaire really is on ICU. They're calling the priest. They're getting the last rites coming in because their opportunities to come back in this game are getting squeezed out with every successive play.
Yeah, right now, all of the signs are pointing to Southern Lab Kittens. That's why they're taking their time with the ball now. They're starting to swing the ball around, kill the clock a little bit, take their time. And Belaire is kind of pushing it a little bit. They're starting to press a little bit, but they're starting to see that you know, the light is starting to go out now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're also getting big on defense. They're going to take number 10, Kyle Green, out of the game and put in big, tall Roderick Hayes. And I believe I see another player about to come in. I can't see the license on that truck, but he looks pretty tall from here. Meanwhile, Sheldon Carroll misses both shots, so that's a fortuitous break for the Bengals. Terrence Johnson with the ball. It's going to roll off of Carroll's foot. Good job. Nope, goes out of bounds.
Oh, no. Timeout. He actually called timeout.
Good job. Heads up play there by Dexter Dennis, as calls timeout, and that will mean Southern Lab will get to hold the ball some more and run some more clock off of the scoreboard here in the fourth quarter.
And I think I try to give Chauncey Moore a little bit of credit, because what he tried to do, he knew that Timothy Johnson wasn't going to play. They knew that he was injured. And so he put in Davion Bradley. He tried Davion Bradley. He also tried to put in Zachary Besson. And these were smaller guys, and he tried to use a little bit of speed. Southern Lab kids didn't have the height, so he tried to go small and try to use a little bit of speed in his quickness. But unfortunately, it didn't work.
Well, you know,
or it's not working now. It's still a 10-point lead, 45-35, 4 minutes left. But, you know, so far, the advantage has been with the Southern Lab kids.
There's no ball handler on that team as good as Tim Johnson. There's nobody that even is Tim Johnson light except for Terrence Johnson. They're going to have problems with that. That's the bottom line. You take it out of Johnson's hands, he can't shoot the ball.
Right.
That's just the cold hard reality. And meanwhile, they're about to tee him up. Coach Moore. Coach Moore has given the Zebras a piece of his mind, and they just teed him up. And we knew that was coming. Coach Moore, if you see the referee, the one with the bald head or nearly bald head, in the timeout, he was really breaking off, getting into his SpaghettiOs, and we knew it was just a matter of time. Moore is about a few flying filths away from getting tossed in this game.
Yeah, he's real close. You know what I mean? He's real close. They've been having words. All game, and so they just kind of started to ball over a little bit now.
Roderick Hayes misses the foul shot, the first technical foul shot. Hayes.
I also think that he makes the second one, but I also think that coach is very frustrated by how this game has been going, and just with all the little questionable calls that they had, the 50-50 calls, his player going down. It's a lot of things that got him frustrated right now, and so the referee just kind of had enough, and they gave him a tech.
So Dexter Dennis inbounds into the backcourt for Jordan Booker. Jordan Booker with the rock. He's going to take it. He's being guarded one-on-one by Joe Robillard. Belaire into a man-to-man defense. Not much of a choice now. Dontrell Carr with the basketball. The count-off starts as Terrence Johnson's on him. Now he's going to try to run it out. And he's looking. He's got him trapped pretty well against the timeline. Now with the body fake is Jordan Booker. Booker tries to go past Robillard. Now he finds Dexter Dennis. And again, close guard by Bradley. That's an obvious foul. But with one to give, maybe not the worst in the world, although I personally, if I'm committing that foul, I'd wait till he's in greater danger of adding some points to the score.
Yeah, one more foul there in the bonus.
So now Lab with the ball. And, well, boy, Robert Lewis forced was that a jump ball?
It's a timeout. They called timeout. Southern Lab Kittens called timeout.
The possession arrow is with the Bengals, and timeout is called now by the Kittens. So each team now has 3 timeouts remaining, 3:40 to go in the ball game. And it's going to be harder and harder. And the thing is too, when you're trying to come back, when you're trailing in a game like this, and you need to put points on the board quickly, it's not going to behoove you. If you're going to commit a foul like that, do it quickly. Try to force the turnover. Don't wait.
Right.
Because the foul's going to count anyway, and more times ticking off the clock. Those seconds are like gold right now for the Bengals, or the elixir of life, if you will.
Right. Coming down to the end now. It's 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. The score is 46. They gave him another technical right there. That's 2 technicals for the coach, and just like Chauncey Moore is going to be out of the game, I think we're going to find out right now.
I don't know what the rule is in high school. I'd imagine 2 techs at any level, you're gone, but Coach Moore is still there.
Yeah, so I didn't know we were going to sing Ray Charles. We're going to hit the road jack or 999 or which.
He's still there. I mean, usually in the NBA, I think they kick him out after the foul, after the exchange at the line. But he's still there, so I guess they don't get thrown out after 2.
I guess not. Then why not get another one?
Yeah.
But
let
it all out now. Just say what you got to say.
Exactly. I mean, why stop now? You're probably not going to win the game. You might as well just give the referees a tongue lash.
Right. But in all seriousness now, I do appreciate.
Woo!
Great defense right there by Robillard.
Robillard can jump, man.
Yeah, he can jump. I've noticed that.
He jumps taller than his body.
Yes, most definitely.
Taller than his height, you know what I'm saying?
We saw him several times come in, jump and leap and grab rebounds. A couple of block shots tonight. Really impressed me with his athleticism.
Dontrell Carr finally finds Jordan Booker. Jordan Booker with the ball being guarded by Robillard. There's the count off. Dontrell Carr with the rock. Now he's still with it. He's up to 3 seconds. And now Carr with the ball. Fires it over to Booker. Nice little, he tried to get too cute. Tries to pass to Kyle Green. Instead hits one of the Southern Lab cheerleaders, and I don't think she was waiting for it.
Yeah, I don't think she had a hook shot. So they didn't set a pick for her.
So we're coming up on 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And here comes Robillard across the timeline. It's an 11-point game. Bradley over to Terrence Johnson. He tried to put too much arc on it as the Southern Lab Kittens are just jumping all over the place. Dontrell Carr, 1-2 step. Joe Robillard again with a clean block mid-air of Dontrell Carr. He is, I have not seen this part of Joe Robillard's defense tonight.
He's showing me a little something.
He is showing, and those are not easy blocks, because even if you get up in the air, you still risk, cutting down the arm of your opponent and sending them to the line, which they cannot afford to do at this point. Ball's inbounded. Jordan Booker tries to kick it in off the inbounds. Robert Lewis with the rebound. Here comes Bradley. Bradley to Robillard. And there's a shot and good. Robert Lewis from about 8 feet. Haven't seen that all year.
And that's one strategy that I will say that I thought that Chauncey Moore was going to try to use a little bit more tonight, like we saw against him in Central. But he actually went inside to Robert Lewis and made a concerted effort to get him involved on the offensive end. This time I was probably maybe the first or second shot I saw him take, and it was mostly off of a second chance point. But a little bit too late right now. Great block right there.
By Robert Lewis. And then Hayes puts up a desperate shot. No good. Bengals, they couldn't get to it in time. Rebound, Dontrell Carr. Oh, boy. Kyle Green puts it in. 2 minutes to go. 11-point lead.
Another injury on the
And, another tweak there. That's Zachary Bezant. They are paper thin at guard as it is. He's walking it off, shaking it off, and Bezant trying to tough it up. They cannot afford one more injury in that backcourt.
You know he's not trying to come out of the game. These young guys has been giving a great effort tonight.
Yeah. 11-point game. It's not looking good, but it's still not hopeless yet.
It's still not hopeless yet, and they actually fought and kind of maintained their way in here. Being down a player, being undermanned, with their bench being a little bit depleted, these guys have hung in there and they fought all the way. They're fighting all the way to the end, and I got to commend them for that.
Right you are, Piper. Zachary Bezant going to go to the line to shoot. I'm not sure if it's a shooting foul or a 1-and-1. We'll find out momentarily. But the Bengals are, in fact, in the bonus. Misses the first, so he's shooting 2. $150 to go in the ball game. And there's the next shot. That's good. So it's cut down to a 10-point game.
Not impossible.
Not impossible. I mean, the doctors are still concerned. The patient is critical, but it is not over yet with 1:50 to go. We've seen some strange bounces. Could you imagine if Robert Lewis continues to develop the way he is? You saw him hit a little 8-footer there. You see him looking a lot more comfortable in the lane, slowing it down a little bit. If he continues to develop, and the way these Belaire Bengals play defense, this team could, they could win some games this year. They could pull off some surprises this year.
I think so too, Eric. I mean, from what I'm seeing, this team is getting better and better. It looks like Chauncey Moore, the coach of the Belaire Bengal Tigers, is actually getting a little bit more involved. He's getting a lot more out of his players. And, you know, it's the beginning of the season, and they're starting to get a rhythm now. They're starting to get an identity. And I'm seeing that myself, so I'm pretty sure that he sees that too.
I've seen a couple of players, in spite of, you know, they're down by 10, that the odds are not stacked in their favor, but even if they lose this game, I have seen some roles develop before my very eyes tonight. I mean, Joe Robillard is a jumper, and he's really made that impact felt on defense. Robert Lewis, as we were pointing out a moment ago, is starting to develop some offensive value to this team. We're seeing, you know, guys like Zachary Benson and Davion Bradley are going to have to continue to really focus. You can't have a situation where if Tim Johnson goes down, your offensive game is over. And that is about the long and short of what happened tonight and why Belaire has really never had a chance to make up for that gap at halftime. So, bounce pass, Dontrell Carr with the basketball, kicks it out to Carroll. Carroll passed it over to Booker. Now he kicks it back to Carroll. And here's the count off. Terrence Johnson guarding Carroll. We're coming up on 1:30 to go. Dontrell Carr, good move. It was a good move, not a good shot, as it wound up almost hitting the shot clock.
Yeah.
So, good defensive effort there. Was there a foul? Or it must have been tipped. So it was not necessarily a poor shot. It was a good defensive effort by the Bengals. I think Robert Lewis may have gotten a piece of that. Still a 10-point game. Bengals have got to get that ball back. Another bucket here might put this one out of hope, out of reach. Jordan Booker with the ball. He's being guarded closely by Zachary Besant. Booker looking, finds Dontrell Carr. Terrence Johnson guarding Carr. Carr looking, bounces it over to Booker. Booker with a 1-2 step. He's being guarded by Besant. Besant over to Carr. Carr, 1-2 step, and now he's going to pass. He got a pick. Finds Roderick Hayes down low. Roderick Hayes with a turnaround. No good. Woo! Falls on his bum. Carroll, but he gets right back up. There's a whistle, and that's going to be a call against the Kittens. Not sure if that was a foul or just, it looks like it was just a violation. Looks like it might have been a travel perhaps, but anyway, Bradley with the ball, kicks it over to Robillard. Coming up on 1 minute to go. It's now or never. Bradley passes for Besant, and he is rejected by, he's not rejected, he's fouled by Roderick Hayes, and that will send him to the line to shoot two. 52 seconds left to play in this ball game.
I have an update tonight, Eric. We was calling number 21, which is Dexter Dennis, but I'm thinking that's actually Tyler Pananavon,
you know,
and actually the 31. That's why I really think that is, but he has on.
Yeah, I think you're right. And the thing I was just.
But he has 21 jersey on. But on the sheet we know that we have, it had actually 31. And his mom was in the audience, and she actually texted me. And
the thing is, I've seen Tyler.
He plays football too.
Yeah, and I've seen him before, and he got a lot of minutes. And I'm wondering, why isn't the kid with the long, funny name, Tyler,
not in the game.
Not in the game? And I'm thinking to myself, this kid looks familiar. You know, I guess you haven't seen the team for a year, start putting two and two together. Here come the Belaire Bengals. They cut it down to 9. That's it. 20 seconds to go. Time of death. 20 seconds remaining. Here comes Precious up to the mic. Still a good effort and another learning opportunity for the Belaire Bengals. And granted, Belaire's a 4A school.
So you want to hit it? You want to hit the farewell song?
I'm not.
That's strictly football.
Yeah. Well, it's not that. It's just there's so little time left. If I can't get the song out before the buzzer sounds. They don't deserve to turn out the lights. They don't deserve that treatment. So that's the end of the ball game. The final score: the Southern Lab Kittens 48, the Belaire Bengals 39. You've been watching Southern Lab basketball on Louisiana All-American-Sports.com. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Louisiana All-American Sports Show on 96.9 FM in Baton Rouge, WHYR. It is a low-power station, so if you cannot pick up the signal, you can listen to us from anywhere in the world, either at your computer at WHYR.org or by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile phone and searching WHYR. For Gerard Piper, this is Eric Hatfield. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Our next broadcast, check the schedule. It will be next I want to say next Friday. Check the schedule at LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. Actually, why I tell you, and we will be there live and in person, 7 p.m. Friday night. For Gerard Piper, I am Eric Hatfield. Good night.
Good night. Yeah, boy.